Welcome, builders of the internet. My name is Jessa and I'm an apprentice in the construction industry. This week it's National Apprenticeship Week, where the UK government puts a spotlight on the work done by employers and apprentices across the country. This year, the theme for National Apprenticeship Week is going to be Build the Future, which I thought would be a great opportunity to talk about construction apprenticeships and try and cover everything you may need to know about them. In particular, I'll be talking about what are apprenticeships, how long do they last and how much do they pay, how old do you have to be, why choose the construction industry, what types of construction apprenticeships are there available, and lastly, how to find an apprenticeship for yourself. As always, you can find a link to my sources in the description.
On my mind.
What are apprenticeships? Apprenticeships are opportunities to study for a nationally recognised qualification, part-time, say 1 day a week, whilst also being employed to work the remaining 4 days of your week. It's an invaluable opportunity to gain on-the-job work experience that could really help in future career opportunities. The types of qualifications you get will depend on the company you work for, your specific role, the type of apprenticeship and so on, but it can include things such as GCSE or A-level equivalent qualifications, technical certificates and academic qualifications like degrees. Why choose an apprenticeship in construction? I talk about 10 reasons to choose a career in construction in this video here, but just to reiterate. Number 1. Depending on the job that you choose, you can have opportunities to go on site as well as working in the office, so there is a nice change of scenery. Number 2. There are travel opportunities, say working around parts of the country and even sometimes around the world. Number 3. It's a social job and you get to meet and interact with many different types of people from different areas. Number 4. The average pay in construction is about 20% above the national average wage, and on top of this, apprentices don't have to pay for their qualifications. My degree is fully funded by my company and the government. And lastly, number 5, there are many career progression opportunities because construction is an industry that rewards people for their hard work. Some of the most senior people at my company started in my position right at the bottom. Working in construction can be so rewarding, and there are many different types of jobs and opportunities available, which leads me on to the next section. Types of apprenticeships in the construction industry. There are 4 types of apprenticeships overall. The first is intermediate or level 2 apprenticeships. These are equivalent to 5 good GCSE passes. The jobs available in construction include different trades, say carpentry, bricklaying, or there's civil engineering, construction specialists, and so on. Advanced or level 3 apprenticeships is the next level up, which are equivalent to passing 2 A-levels. There are a few more jobs available at this stage, such as construction technicians, surveying, building services engineering technicians too. The third level is higher or level 4 or 5, and these apprenticeships are equivalent to higher education, say earning a foundation degree. Within the construction industry, there are jobs such as site management, estimating, site supervision, and I also found this quite interesting one that combines architecture, engineering and management into one. Lastly, we have degree or level 6 or 7 apprenticeships, which enable you to get a bachelor or master's degree. There are many opportunities in construction for this, including civil engineering, surveying and architecture. Apprenticeship length and working hours. The duration of your apprenticeship and the number of hours you work each week will depend on the role that you apply for. Every week you'll be working between say 30 to 40 hours, but the more typical hours are around 35 to 37.5 a week. For construction in particular, these will mostly be within the standard working week, say between 9 to 5:30 p.m, though there may be occasions where you do need to work in the evenings and weekends. As for the overall apprenticeship, If you're doing an intermediate apprenticeship, this will generally last between 12 to 18 months. Advanced apprenticeships usually take around 2 years, and higher or degree apprenticeships can take anything between 3 to 6 years. I'm doing a degree apprenticeship where it's going to take me 4 years to obtain a bachelor's degree, and then a year after that I'll be able to take a chartership exam, which is another qualification that can show competence in the role and also results in a nice pay increase. So overall, my apprenticeship is going to last for about 5 years. How much do you get paid? If you look at the minimum wages for apprentices, it does look quite dismal, but the actual figures for how much employers tend to pay their apprentices is much more appealing. The average starting salary for a lower level apprentice is around £13,000 a year, which is nearly £7 an hour, and higher apprentices tend to advertise for between £14,000 to £24,000 a year. The average degree apprentice earns about £18,000 a year, or between £9 to £10 an hour. This pay will depend on your location too. For example, those working in London usually earn more than in the quieter areas. I have to reiterate here as well that this wage isn't going to stick forever, especially for those with longer apprenticeships. Your pay is likely going to be reviewed. Say mine gets reviewed every 6 months or so, and if you show enough hard work and dedication to your role, many companies will reward you for this. In addition to getting a pretty decent salary and not having to pay for your qualifications, there are other potential benefits that you can incur depending on the company that you work for. With many apprenticeships, you're entitled to take holiday time off, and some places offer well-being and fitness memberships at discounted rates, or other discounts at, say, restaurants, opticians, and so on. There are a few employers who will even help to pay for your student accommodation and travel too if you decide that you want to move out. How old do you have to be to do an apprenticeship? You have to be at least 16 to do a level 2 or 3 apprenticeship, and sometimes you may find that in higher level opportunities there may be a minimum age requirement of 18. However, there is no upper limit for being an apprentice, so as long as you have the relevant credentials, you'll be able to apply for an apprenticeship. Skills and qualifications required. At each of the levels, the qualifications that you need will vary, but generally it will go from no formal qualifications at level 2, and then the higher level ones you'll need, say, maybe 3 A-levels and 5 GCSEs with passing grades, and preferably in relevant subjects to the job that you're applying for. Some of the available jobs are very competitive, so you may find that some companies have incredibly high thresholds, such as all A star to A grades at A-level. The skills that you'll need to become an apprentice will of course vary with the type of job that you choose, but there are many general ones that would be useful for your CV, such as good communication, because you may need to keep your managers informed about your progress and workload. There's also time management and problem-solving abilities. Some especially important skills for construction include teamwork, because more often than not you may find yourself working in teams, perhaps with people that you're not necessarily familiar with. In addition to this, there's adaptability, as you could be working on multiple projects simultaneously, and an enthusiasm for learning and being keen about learning about the construction industry in general would be really helpful. How to find apprenticeships. The ways to find apprenticeships include hearsay about opportunities through maybe your family and friends. There's also creating a profile on LinkedIn, which can be useful, and many people have found job opportunities through their connections there too. If you go to school, it can be useful speaking to careers advisors or teachers that can help you and may know about local opportunities. And of course, there are job websites too, say Reed or Total Jobs, which will have apprenticeship vacancies on display. This one route that I would really encourage is checking out the government website. If you Google "find an apprenticeship," or I'll put a link in the description, this is a really helpful website that helps you filter jobs based on the location that you want, the industry that you want to work in, and the levels of apprenticeships. Thank you so much for watching this video. I have loved my experience as an apprentice in construction so far, and would highly encourage others to at least consider these options for the future. Of course, it may not necessarily be for you, and that's okay too, but I wouldn't recommend eliminating the available options before even giving them some thought. If you would like to ask me any questions about my apprenticeship or working in construction, feel free to leave a comment below or contact me on my social media. That's all I have to say about construction for now. I hope it helped build on your mind.
Thanks for watching this channel, it's building on my mind. Check out my other videos, but first hit the bell and comment, like, subscribe.